And now I would like to introduce to you Beau Stubblefield-Tave, a prostate cancer survivor and principal of the Center for Culturally Fluent Leadership. Thank you.
I've been in the State House many times because I came to Boston to head up the healthcare policy department for Harvard Pilgrim Healthcare. But this is my first time getting to speak, and I couldn't think of a better topic, and certainly not a better day to speak on. As you heard, I am a prostate cancer survivor. I'm a 3.5-year survivor. Hope to make it to where Tom is someday. Thank you. But that is not the first way cancer affected my life. I think one of the most important things for us all to realize, as has been said before, is that cancer is a personal struggle, it's a family affair, and it's a community crisis. My sister Barbie died in 1987 of breast cancer. She was 34 years old. Okay. That's tragic, obviously. You know, when I think about what's happened since I turned 34, well, both of my kids have been born, and they're now 21 and about to be 18. I've had 21 years of life that she never had. But she also had 5 years of life after she was diagnosed, because that was the available technology that was there then. We have a chance to bring the kind of technology that we have now in breast cancer to prostate cancer, and that's very exciting for me. I am going to focus on prostate cancer, but this is the day of the Affordable Care Act being supported, and I have to touch on that because I've been in healthcare for 32 years, and there's never been a day like this in my life. I used to talk with folks in Canada, and they said, oh yes, America, that's that country where owning a gun is a right and healthcare is a privilege. It's not that way anymore. But we know, as Maya Angelou would say, it's about how far we've come, but also how far we have to go. All of our brothers and sisters who are undocumented will not be covered because of the ACA. And just because you have insurance coverage doesn't mean you're going to get the care that you need. And all that affects prostate cancer. Thank you. So let me go to the prepared remarks now. Of all the forms of inequality, injustice in health care is the most shocking and inhumane. Dr. King's words are just as true today as they were 40 years ago when he said them. Black men in Massachusetts and in the US die of prostate cancer at twice the rate of other men. Our demographics are not our destiny, however. I speak to you today as a survivor because I had timely screening, coordinated care, and support from my family and community. By taking action now, I believe we can save lives and save dollars simultaneously. So please take my story as a guide. Timely screening is essential. Beginning at 40 years old, all men at high risk should get a PSA test. No ifs, no ands, no buts. Everyone should get that test. That high-risk group includes all black men, all African descendants, whether you're African American, from the Caribbean, from Africa itself, it doesn't matter. If you have one drop of black blood, you should receive the test at 40. It also includes anyone who has a family history of prostate cancer. Now, in my case, I didn't have a family history. My dad is living with prostate cancer, but he got his in his 80s, okay? He's much smarter than I am. I got mine in my 50s. But you only know if you have both tests, because as you've heard earlier, both the PSA test and the digital rectal exam can find the cancer. One or the other is not sufficient. Once I had my diagnosis, once I heard those words, it's cancer, I had coordinated care through Harvard Vanguard Healthcare. My team helped me consider all of my treatment options in and outside of my insurance network. And I chose robotic surgery with Dr. Ingolf Turk, a physician who trained in Berlin, actually, so he's an immigrant, yes, and he saved my life. My regular urologist supported that and supports my cancer to this day. I had the freedom to choose where to go for cancer, and I chose a community teaching hospital, much less expensive than the Dana-Farber's and the Brigham and Women's, which are all wonderful hospitals. So I saved the system money, but I had the choice of where to go. And I chose not on the basis of dollars, because my copay was going to be the same, but on the basis of where it was best for my care. I believe everyone should be able to make that choice, this critical choice in terms of your life treatment, based on what's best for you, not based on dollars. Finally, family and community support. We've heard about stigma. Stigma is deadly in prostate cancer. Many men avoid screening and treatment because of the stigma that still exists in all communities, certainly in the Black community. I have to say personally, and I'm sort of embarrassed to say this, that yes, from my first high PSA to my second, I delayed a year, partially because I didn't want to hear that news, that it might be high. But once I got the second one, I went in, I got my biopsy, and my biopsy was clear. Then I spent a couple of years not getting repeat biopsies, even though I knew better. But fortunately, my physician assistant found out I had missed some biopsies and said, you need to get back in. I went back in, I got repeated biopsy. It was on my 5th biopsy that we found out I had cancer. Because we found it so early, it was microscopic, I had good treatment. That screening, that treatment saved my life. I'm going to encourage all of us to think about a campaign that reduces stigma. The Boston Public Health Commission created Pink and Black campaign, ambassadors of Black women who've experienced breast cancer. What if we created a Blue and Black campaign of Black men survivors of prostate cancer who let all men know, and Black men in particular, that strong men can beat this silent killer? Thank you for your time and all you do to improve the health of us individually, as families, and as communities. Thank you very much.